Suzanne Campbell. I'm the manager of the Abbey Physic Garden.
And I'm
my partner in crime,
Tom Jewell, the assistant manager at the Abbey Physic Garden.
Great.
We are.
Okay, what's been on your minds?
I think what's been on my mind is we need more kindness. We need to be kinder to each other, more forgiving, more patience, because we've all been through, horrible couple of years, and be kind. Just be kind.
I wish I'd gone first, because I don't think I
sorry,
can top that.
have
No, that's lovely.
Pinched your...
No, that's lovely. I don't know, I tend to be quite practical as a person, so just getting ready for the year, we've just finished doing a big funding application for the garden, so that's been preoccupying me a lot, and just this last week I've been enjoying just getting back down to the practical side of things and getting things done and spending time with people, just working practically. I find very rewarding.
What would you like to achieve over the next few years?
Whoa.
Well, professionally, at the garden, continues to be here, continues to reach lots of people and be well funded and go from strength to strength. And personally, I'd like to get a lot better at playing guitar and maybe just play music with people.
Yeah, probably pretty much the same. Just it'd be a really good feeling. Just to feel maybe a little bit more secure that this garden, this place is going to be here. And I'm probably maybe feeling slightly anxious about that because we've been writing funding applications, and so there's always a bit of anxiety there. And yeah, like Tom said, I got a ukulele for Christmas, and I'm loving it. And gosh, how wonderful that would be to play it somewhat competently after a couple of years and make nice notes. That would be lovely. Yeah. And travel more. Yeah.
It's 2/3 of the guitar, the ukulele. I only know that because I've got a baritone ukulele, and at the bottom 4 strings, it's the same tune.
EAG, yeah.
Yeah.
It's in fourths, isn't it? Fourths, I think, yeah.
Oh, you'll have to come and do some strumming on a Monday.
Any jokes or quotes?
Oh my goodness.
Well, I was quoting Dave. Dave always says, "We're getting there," doesn't he? It's not really a long-winded quote, but we say that all the time here, don't we? We say, "We're getting there. We're getting there." Sometimes it's keep going, hang on, and other times it's we're getting there. So it's just so sort of keep going,
Probably,
chin up sort of thing.
Quite optimistic. We're getting there. Yeah, and not too much pressure because we're getting there.
You get there.
I haven't got there yet. We're getting there. Yeah.
Advice for the youth.
Oh wow! Get in touch with how you feel. Learn how you feel. Why do I think that? Because I think maybe that relates to the last couple of years. It maybe for me relates to the amount of time on gadgets they are on, but at the same time gadgets aren't going away. That's the future. But don't forget. Check in on yourself. So how are you feeling? How does that make you feel? And this makes you feel, and be aware of how you feel. Yeah. But they're great and they're lovely. Yeah. Look after themselves.
Just take it easy on yourself. Yeah. Don't. It's easy. It's always easy when you've been around a bit longer to say it, and I'm sure people said it to me when I was younger. But just things that when you're a teenager or younger can seem like the end of the world, can't they? The littlest thing that as an adult you'd recognise is just part of life and you'll move on can really seem like the end of the world, can't it? So just hang in there and don't
talk about it maybe.
Go easy on yourself, and it's not the end of the world. What do they say now? It gets better is what they say, isn't it?
It does get better.
First 20 years are the worst. If you could write a letter to anyone of any time period, could be Henry VIII, could be somebody who was alive now, could be anybody. Who would it be?
Oh my goodness. Oh,
It's the agony of choice, isn't it? It's like when I'm trying to choose a sandwich in Tesco's. There's too many to pick from.
oh yeah. Who? That's a hard one.
What did you say?
What did I say?
Just to put it off on you and give us some thinking time. Who did you say when you? I assume you sort of thought these questions through yourself.
No.
No, never.
It's shameful, isn't it? We'll come back to it. We'll come back
Yeah.
to it.
I mean, you don't want to say Jesus, do you?
Who needs praising today?
Everyone. They've done well. And then, yes. And then that kind of goes back to what we were talking about at the beginning of being kind and looking out for each other and looking after each other. And yeah, and I think it's too easy to, and it maybe relates to young people as well, to focus on negative things. Don't give that power. Everyone needs praising because we're all good.
Yeah, I just think. Yeah, I mean, maybe not literally everyone, but 99%. Yeah,
Not really.
and certainly, yeah.
No,
Well,
look.
I won't pretend that name didn't come to mind. Yeah, yeah, just 99% of people. Well, I was just saying to someone earlier today because we were broken into quite recently. And that's maybe two people came in and nicked a few of our things, and from that we've had so many people being sympathetic, offering us tools and equipment and advice and support, and yeah, so the vast majority of people are on the side of good, I think, aren't they? Yeah, so just we're all in it together, except for just those one or two, but it's the tiny minority, and yeah, we're all in it together.
Who's in charge of the world today, in your view?
People with the money. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. As much as anyone is, I mean, some people big into conspiracy theories. I don't think anyone's really in charge. I just think there's people who are better at taking advantage of situations, aren't they? So there's the
Yes.
Vladimir Putins of the world, who I don't think they're making these things happen, but they know how to take advantage, and they obviously do put their troops on the borders of the Ukraine or whatever, and they've got their geopolitical three-dimensional chess they're playing, but I don't think anyone's running it as much as some people would think, and just taking advantage of these power structures and positioning themselves
Yeah,
well.
taking
Yeah, I don't
advantage,
know.
aren't they? Yeah, they're not running it. They think they are.
But no, I mean, some people do. Some people, and that's fine. That's their opinion. Think that there's people really running the show, don't they? I mean, I'm not convinced anyone's got that much control. I think there's too much chaos. But it's then how do you respond to the chaos and take advantage of it? Personally,
Oh, look after each other.
Yeah.
Be kind to each other.
Yeah.
And that's
my response. But then
Powerful.
people like that people who spend their time doing that tend not to end up running countries. Or
no.
banks and things.
No.
You have to be in it for yourself a bit too much, maybe, to get to that level.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
Good question.
Who do you think's
Question.
running the show?
Oh well, no. I think you hit the nail on the head. I think they do think that, but I think they underestimate just the power of human beings, and how, if you think if there's a disaster somewhere, just had one, but different kind of disaster, how
Yeah,
people come together and nobody tells them how to do that. They will do it and help and get over it somehow. Well, today I don't know. Yeah, that's a good question as well. You just want to hope our youngsters, when they come up.
Yeah, it can kind of depend what day you're having, doesn't it? How you feel about that sort of question, doesn't it? What kind of day you're having?
Yeah.
Because some days you can feel quite positive, can't you? You think, actually, compared to maybe not even that long ago, things have gone in quite a good direction in a number of ways. And
Yes.
then other days you think, oh,
Yeah.
we're doomed. But no, you don't. It's just one day's different to the other, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Having a good day at the moment. Still trying to
What-
think how I'd write on that.
What will be different in 10 years' time, do you think?
That is interesting. What are we going to be different in 10 years' time? Gosh, that can be vast.
Yeah.
How long have we had iPhones and things? Because that seemed to come out all of a sudden, didn't it? And
It's not that long
was
ago,
like,
though, is it?
No,
Really?
no,
Yeah.
that's
all in the
no.
last sort of 15, 20
think-
years at most, isn't it?
Yeah. Electric cars and
Electric
You know,
cars, that'd be.
wobbling
That's,
around.
there's
and-
every chance that could kick in a
Spaceships.
major way.
Yeah.
Don't know about spaceships.
I was kind of thinking hoverboards that we
Yeah,
move
yeah.
around on. I don't know. Yeah, solar powered hoverboards.
There's an interesting sort of seesaw tug of war thing going on, sort of socially, like the whole. I don't know if it's left wing, right wing, but the wokeness thing and sort of social liberalism seems to be generally moving in quite a good direction, and I think that is likely to continue, even though it sort of goes back and forth a little bit. And it seems like there's a lot more acceptance for transgender and different orientations and races and things. It seems like there's a bit of a coming together in a quiet, subtle sort of way. I'm relatively optimistic about that most days. That seems to be going in a good direction. And electric cars.
Yeah, yeah. Electric cars. And plants. The healing of plants and the benefit of nature. I
Well,
think that's just going to get stronger and stronger.
things like
isn't it?
no dig gardening and no dig agriculture. I mean, soil care is a relatively recent thing. The idea that you actually need to protect the soil and not exhaust the soil. So no-till agriculture is just the last couple of years. So
that's a worldwide thing, isn't it?
it has to be, yeah, because otherwise you get the dust bowl effect, don't you?
Yeah.
Your soil just blows away. So I think again, that's sort of heading in quite a good direction.
Yeah.
People, I mean, you can't deny it. It's like with COVID, if the numbers are there to say
Yes.
that's going wrong, then you either deal with it or it gets you, don't you?
Yeah. So we'll be better at it.
Well, we better be.
We need to be. Yeah.
So, finally, what would you like to see less of? What would you like to see more of?
More chocolate, more wine.
More
less
tolerance.
traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More tolerance. More sharing, more equality, more equity, whichever one. Yeah.
Yeah, more openness and more. I think something that's missing is people who are kind of in positions of power and authority. There's no accountability, so that's why they can do. Seems to be why they can do and get away with whatever they want. I don't know how you bring them to accountability for things that they do, because some of the things are really bad and awful. You know, even just bringing back pesticides that kill the bees, and then you have to protest, say no, don't do that because we need the bees, and it shouldn't happen in the first place, should it? That kind of thing.
That sort of money running the show. I mean, you're never going to get away from that completely, but yeah, that less of that.
idea of seriously they can do that and not be held accountable for it. Quite damaging, serious stuff.
Accountability seems to be the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, if we'd have had the questions earlier, we could have come up with some really good stuff. And you're still trying to think of
No, I'm not sure I'm going to get
a
one.
letter on you. Who would you?
Oh yeah, I'm writing a letter to anyone of any period. Any time.
Oh, do you know what it would be?
I'd probably write to Charlie Parker, maybe.
Okay, I was thinking maybe a musician.
You know.
Yeah. Because they have this really sort of central cultural, they're at the centre of these sort of cultural explosions, aren't they? And yeah, just what was that like, I guess. Yeah, so maybe someone from the 60s, someone, remember the Beatles, George Harrison or whatever, John Lennon. what was it like? 'Cause it's,
Or
yeah.
Paul McCartney, he might
Oh, actually, no,
answer.
Having said that, actually, I don't know what I hadn't said before. I love space exploration and stuff like that. So Neil Armstrong probably, and just
Oh, okay.
I don't, maybe not right. I'd just like to talk to him and just what was that?
It would be someone back in history who built a cathedral, and how did they do that? What was that like? Those massive stones.
Of course, for many they were generational, weren't they? I mean, it would take
Yes.
centuries to finish, from start to finish, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
whole lives.
Loads of questions there. That's probably who I'd like to.
Interesting.
Well, think about it. No, I'll come back and always interview you again.
Yes. Oh, it'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
See the difference in answers. I'll be really interested in that. Yeah. Oh, you'd maybe have to change your questions because Tom's going to study these
No,
now.
Not too prepared.
That was good, and
Abbey
yeah,
Physic Garden, thank you very much.
you're welcome. And come back and see if other people would be happy to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could just set you up in a
Questions.
quiet little corner, and anyone who wants to.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's loads of little places.